just see here. We got, yeah, the mat is super cool. The mat is definitely very cool. I believe, as far as I understand, I believe it's like a thing. I think they're getting it all music. I was just there in the studio to be able to get it from the way, so I think that was kind of what happened there. All right, got the link. Everything is sealed here, but off screen I have my that's her hand. See, I have two hands here. That's the third one. Proof she's real. And she's going to be actually opening all the packs, scanning them, and then passing them to me face down, and then I'm going to look through everything. She doesn't really understand much about the game. Too much about it. Very quiet. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Sorry. How's that? Is that any better, folks? Let me know. Thank you for letting me know in chat, by the way. I cranked the music down quite a bit, so hopefully that's better. It's like ever since I set up my computer again, the audio has not been kind of dialed in like it was before, and I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do to fix it at this point. I like cranked the gain up. I've kind of messed with everything that I know how to mess with, but I can't get the audio to really peak any more than it is. Still very quiet. All right. Interesting. Give me a second then. Let's try and get that figured out. Probably. Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do about that for you guys, because I definitely don't want that to be the case. Hey, Divine, how's it going? Okay, there's probably a way to add on. Yeah. So we can add on like a gain filter like that. Maybe, is that a little better? It's like my physical gain is pretty high at this point, so I don't really want to screw around with it too much more. Adam, how's it going? Just let me know where we're at with volume, everyone. Definitely don't want to start going until we have volume figured out. I can keep tweaking the audio level as well for like the music. Better, okay. Little better. Okay, I want way better. Okay, how about that? Let's try this. See where we're at. Actually, it looks like I'm starting to hit the red here, so that should be a lot better. Divine, you're struggling to build a Digimon deck? Ooh, Digimon, huh? Yeah, it's, I mean, the game, I think there's been a lot of sets that have come out since early on. Got it now? We good? We good? You can hear me? We're all right? Okay, that looks good. Ascent was a ton of fun, Divine. Wish I had performed a little bit better. I was on a win-in in the last round against the world champion. And I screwed up, and I missed the line to win. So it was a little tough, but ended up just scooping him in, and then he took fourth. So that was really cool. Sound is perfect now. Okay, I like it. Great. So I'm going to restart what I was saying just to make sure everybody understands everything. And I'll probably like clip out this first chunk of stuff when we do the VOD. But this is Trial by Frost. We have 6 booster boxes here to open. We'll try to get to all 6, but if it gets kind of late, then we're not going to necessarily open all of them. But we're going to try to. Everyone's 36 packs, and they're all sealed. As you can see here, the way this works is that my wife is off screen. Do you want to wave again? There she is. Okay, there's her hand. She is off screen, and she's going to be cracking open the boxes and the packs, and then scanning them in, and then passing them over, and then I'll be looking at each pack individually. She doesn't really understand a lot about the game, so there's really no surprise lost. It's pretty much just us looking at the packs raw anyway. She's just focusing on scanning them in. So yeah, but we're just showing you. Here's a sealed box. We have several other sealed boxes in this case here. Oh, here are the scissors. And she's going to start now. So while she's getting started, yeah, Divine, yeah, maybe next time. I sort of have, in Grand Archive now, I have a history of getting on stream and losing, especially on important matches. So, and it's not like nerves or anything. It's just, I really need more reps. I need to be a little better. I need to be a little better than I am. That's really ultimately what it is. So I'll get there. There's a lot of very good players in the game. It's a very, very skill-intensive game, and yeah, next time I think I'll get there. But people have commented on the playmat, so I'll mention that a little bit as well. As far as I understand, I believe this playmat is a Musubi gift. I'm not 100% sure if it's exclusive to Musubi or not, but I was at Equinox Studio a couple weeks ago, or I guess it was 1 week ago. It was 1 week ago now. I don't know. Time's been an illusion. But I was in France for a few days in this trip where we went to the Grand Archive Ascent as well. And since I was there, they had it for me and handed it to me. So yeah, it's very cool. I like the playmat a lot. It's got all the graffiti everywhere and all sorts of little like kind of memes and stuff. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And it's probably my favorite altered playmat that I have now. But yeah, I'd love to know how you guys doing today. Thank you. It looks like people are filtering back in, which is really good. I'm sorry so much sorry about the delay. And I was telling everyone what happened was, I got home, we were getting ready, getting set up, going to start streaming, and then I realized I forgot to actually pick up the product. So I didn't have any packs here. So it was either like cancel the stream or delay the stream. And we figured it won't take that long. So I ran back to the shop, grabbed the case, and then came back. So now we have the product, and now we're going to get going. So thanks everyone for patience. Hopefully this didn't drive too many people away, and you can come back and hang out with us as we crack open some packs. But right now, the first pack's being opened. Is this one's done? What's that? Yes. Yep. And you hit accept. Yep. Okay, cool. Just making sure we're doing this all right here. All right. So we have our very first pack here. While I get started on these, I want to ask just kind of an open question to everyone out there. Have you played Trial by Frost? How's your experience been? What do you guys think about the set? We recorded a podcast episode last night. It should be out next Tuesday, about Trial by Frost and our experiences and pre-releases and everything. But I'm really curious to hear what you guys think of the set so far. So go ahead and let me know, but let's get started on our first pack. Now, the interesting thing about Trial by Frost here, of course, is that we have We have 12 of the 18 heroes in the set. One of them is Arjun, who's a hero I like a lot because, of course, they're Muna, and Muna is a ton of fun. Yeah, they're going to lead off our pack. We're going to go into a Nyala Gifted Conjurer. I've tried to say this one's name a lot, and I don't really know how to say it. Aklut, maybe. It's maybe something like Aklut. I'm not sure. Gabriel, pre-release was fantastically fun. Yes, absolutely. I was having a ton of fun at pre-release as well. Machine in the Ice. This is a really fun card. I like this one a lot. Repotter Otter. Winter Outfits. Rallying Call. Flutter of Moths. Field Reinforcements. Okay, and our rares here are going to be Break the Ice. And honestly, I still don't fully know this entire set either, so I'm going to be looking at a few of these as we go, especially like rare versions of things and just see what they're like. But this rare Break the Ice is a spell 4/4 fleeting, costs 2 less if you control 3 or more characters, and that appears to be the rare change, and it just sends a character to reserve and exhausts it, which is pretty powerful. It's pretty good. So cooldown spell that gives a character a boost, nice. And then we have a rare Dong Da Shen, which is at noon you may exhaust target card in reserve, which is a pretty cool ability. This being a rare in Muna with 3 costs allows Arjun, actually speaking of Arjun, to anchor this down. Which is, I think, a pretty cool disruptive strategy. That's pretty awesome. Gabriel, last night played an Akesha Exhaust Reserve deck and had a blast. Arak also got a lot of fun tools. Yes, very true. I've seen some really cool Arak stuff in the set so far. Mud Turtle, haven't played the game. Just figured to check out the opening. What's the scan for? Is there an app? Okay, so, yeah, that's a great question. If we have anyone new to Altered in chat, we can talk about that a little bit here, too. But what's going on is there's a digital ownership of all the cards. It's not like a blockchain thing or anything. It's just as if you're playing a WoW, World of Warcraft or something, and you have an account where you digitally own things, or any gacha game or whatever. So on your account, you'll digitally own all these cards. And then currently in the marketplace is in beta, but it's going to launch pretty soon with print on demand. And it'll allow you to take anything you digitally own and buy, sell, trade with other people through their app. And then you can print on demand any cards for the game that you own, which is how the game kind of justifies having one-of-one unique cards in the game as well, which we're hopefully going to be opening some number of those today. Because otherwise, if you couldn't print on demand these cards, you would open like a one-of-one card, and then you would like want to get it graded or something. You wouldn't want to play with it. But by having that in, it kind of allows them to print cards that only you can get. And then you're going to be just fine playing them in a tournament, sleeving them up, playing them in decks. You're not going to worry about it because you can always print another copy of it. What hits am I hoping for, Mistfolk? I mean, I guess like Muna uniques. I love Muna, but also I've become a really big Bravos fan as well playing. So but I don't really know. Just kind of cool uniques is really what I want to see. Mud Turtle, there's a lot more. Feel free to ask questions because that was like the brief explanation for the game, and there's like a lot going on, so I'm happy to talk about it more. I guarantee you have some confusion and questions from that, so just let me know what I can answer. Our first rare in this pack here, we have a Bravos Rescuer, which is you may target another fleeting character and it gains 2 boosts. There's a lot of cool Bravos effects in this set that are focusing on giving things fleeting, giving your own things fleeting and getting payoffs for that. And this is a great example of a payoff for that. And it's kind of cool that you can use this and then like make the character lose fleeting so that it no longer has that drawback of it's going away. We have a rare Winter Nova, which is a big old choose 3, does 3 things, expensive spell, and then a Field Reinforcements. This is a card I really like in the set. I just like the design of this in general. It's a spell, you choose 1, but if each of your expeditions is behind or tied, which tied is obviously the ideal scenario there, you can choose 2, or you choose both of them. So it gets a lot stronger then, and that's pretty sweet. And a Mana Convergence, which is a bad card. Doesn't do anything. All right. Next pack, we have Ridden Orchid. Ridden Orchid's a character who's gotten a lot, or hero who's gotten a lot of support in this set. There are a lot of cards that play off of making the regions you're in be the grass type, the forest type or whatever, which then will allow her to trigger much more frequently. Rares here, we have Eros. I've seen a lot of cool Eros plays, especially in like pre-release settings. Eros seems pretty strong with some particular 3-drops, especially a cool uniques that are 3 cost. Just allows you to, you get Eros, and then you immediately get another character that costs 3 or less, and this rare one gives it 2 boosts as well, which is pretty dope. We have the Nilam Withered Tree. I talk about this in the podcast a lot, but I've been using this in like every pre-release so far. It's really powerful. Good stuff. And then Flutter of Moths, just a way to make some mana moths that gets cheaper for exhausted cards in reserve, and there's a mana moth token. All right, Taylor, how many uniques deep am I? 0. I am 0 because of the delayed start, unfortunately. If you missed the start, but I forgot to bring the packs home, so I had to run back and get them. So we're off to a delayed start. Oh, okay, Mud Turtle, you played Lightseekers. Yeah, okay, so similar concept, but the whole kind of purpose for it is to enable, instead of enabling a digital client, it's enabling an online marketplace and then print on demand, again, to kind of make these one-of-one cards work. Arcolano Milk, an example of a new mechanic we have here, Expedition Permanence. These will sit in an expedition and then give you some kind of passive buff until you progress on that expedition. Joyride, pretty cool card to use up extra cards in your reserve to get cheap, efficient boosts. And there's another Flutter of Moths. And we have a new winterized map card. The old double commute, absolutely. Yeah, Satonis, there's a lot of cool stuff here. By the way, welcome to the stream. I think it's honestly, like, I've seen a lot of set 2s for games, various games in my day, and a lot of them are not great. This one is actually really, really solid, though. There's the rare Machine in the Ice, which is like, the change here is that it goes down in reserve cost and then down in stats, but like that makes it much more efficient for Axiom to be able to play out of reserve, which is cool. Colonic Heater, another Expedition Permanent, gives us an exhausted resupply when played from hand, and then lets you play exhausted characters from reserve into that expedition. And then a Pomola rare and a Dragon Shade token. These are really fun. These, I think I opened one just a minute ago, but a cycle of cards I love are these Icebound landmarks that they all have a different condition of some kind that is usually, you know, works well with the faction, and the rare ones are faction shifted into factions where you can kind of pull them off. And so they'll act, you know, you'll play them as a landmark, and then a future turn after you meet that condition, you'll get a 5/5/5. So these are really fun. If you have ways to, like, okay, I'm not going to win this turn anyway, so instead I'll just drop this and kind of like bank a giant 5/5/5 for later, or especially in limited, being able to play these with like Sierra and Oddball, the hero that lets you make a free brass bug whenever you play a 3 or higher cost landmark. So you actually don't really miss out on anything that turn. Instead, you get a, you know, slightly weaker turn then for a much stronger turn a little bit later. There's tons of cool. I mean, when we get Santa's, I don't remember what it's called. I think maybe it's just called Santa's Sleigh, but that's a really cool card with these Dragon Shade tokens in particular, especially in limited. Rare Acolyte. I'm trying again to say it. A Moth Lantern rare. And then a rare Mobile Armory, which is a card that like might single-handedly make Golrang playable now, which is pretty neat also. And a rare foiler. So we will now be able to foil another rare card in our collection. That's what those are for. Like FTC. FTC was all right. It was small. The big issue with FTC was it was really small. It had a lot of like decent stuff in it. But yeah, like, well, it did not shake things up massively. That's for sure. But absolutely Merlin. Yeah, okay. We got a GA discussion going on, but yeah, Merlin was obviously the big thing out of FTC. I think this set single-handedly makes several characters quite a bit more playable, possibly very competitive even. We got a rare Heimdall, a rare Aurora, Savior of Isgartha, a rare Lost in the Woods, and Ursa Recruit. Still no uniques yet. Hopefully we will get a unique soon. One of these packs in front of me here, I think we'll have a unique. Afanas and Senka. We got some Arcolano Milk, Ebenezer Scrooge. I like that they fit in like several like kind of winter themed characters. So Santa's in here, Scrooge is in here. That's pretty cool. Rocket Puffin. This guy has been sick. I think this card is like super good. Quicksilver Grail is very good too, Mistfall. Good point. Good point. Frozen Reprocessor in Muna. Gives Muna some exhausted resupply. At noon, exhausted resupply. And you may keep one more card in reserve during night if it's exhausted. I think that's such a cool idea. That's really sick. And then Rime Frost, where the rare one actually gets the ability to discard an exhausted card from reserve, not just exhaust things. Makes that quite a bit more useful, I think. I can definitely see playing some Rime Frost in some Izmir decks. Really, ones that are very focused on exhausted resupply for sure. Puffin Art rocks. It absolutely does. Anything that helps out Purple Sacrifice deck? Well, Taylor, the one thing that's going to hurt a little bit is that they just suspended, I should say, unique Jellyfish. But yes, there are cards in here. Like, for example, Moth Lantern is a new Expedition permanent. So this will go in an Expedition of your choice. And it'll make it so when you sacrifice, whenever you sacrifice a non-human illusion, you make a moth in that expedition. And when it comes in, you get to sacrifice a non-illusion character as well. So this will help you. Basically, you choose a side. And then as you do your sacrifice shenanigans, you can make multiple moths in there, like on a future turn, theoretically, or something, to allow you to get some like big old pushes like that, which are kind of cool. We have Silent Night. See, this isn't the only. There's not just one TCG that has song spells in it. We got another one here too. We have our spoiler card, the Snow Maiden, which I won several games with. Very sweet, and a mobile armory rare, and still no uniques showing up. Theoretically, then print off a whole deck online. Yeah, if you'll digitally own everything. You have to play it in a tournament. So yeah, you can go ahead and print another copy of it. But the thing is, if you print the deck, or if you get cards for a deck but you don't digitally own them, you can't play them in a tournament, right? You can play them casually, whatever. You can play pickup games. You can like print off decks for people, for like people getting into the game, for friends, for random people at your LGS. You can print off decks for them and then give them to be like, hey, this is yours. You can keep it. You can play games with it. But if you want to play in a tournament, you're going to have to hop on the marketplace and then buy the digital copies of everything here. Use a deck box. Grab like that, right? Oh, you want the tripod. Actually, that's a good question. Where is that? I think I had it over here, but now I'm not actually sure. If you want to try and get it. We're looking for something to make scanning a little less cumbersome. The deck boxes work really well though, if you want to try that too. Pick which cards you want to foil out. Yes, definitely. That's really sweet. This game's super easy to foil. Oh, you found it. Okay, good. This game is super easy to foil your decks in, which is really nice. Entire booster box with no uniques would be a real collector's item. Unfortunately, I will have opened it, so it will no longer be a collector's item if that's the case. We have a Magpang Hoarder, which is 2/2/2 for 2. If you have 2 or more cards in reserve, I gain 2 boosts and fleeting. I love all the 2s on the card, which is really dope. Do you want me to help you with that? No? Okay. Okay. That's really cool. Actually, that's pretty strong, honestly. That's a pretty strong push. Rocket Puffin. We got the Bird Pack, and then Belasenka, which is like kind of like almost a Mothman, which is really dope. You may exhaust target card in reserve. Then if there are 2 more exhaust cards in reserve, I gain 1 boost. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Solid. 303. Interesting. Okay, and then our Dragon Shade. Eric, yes, I am talking as if print on demand is operational because it will be soon. But yes, that is one unfortunate thing, is that it has taken a little while to get everything online for the game. Marketplace is in beta with print on demand right now. So, I mean, I've seen it. Actually, I need to talk to them about this. I didn't get picked to be able to beta the print on demand, but while I was in the studio, Loki handed me his phone and let me check out the marketplace there. I had to see if they'll let me in at some point, but it worked really nicely. It was a really smooth experience. He wouldn't let me buy cards on his account, unfortunately. I wanted to fill him up with some junk uniques, but he wouldn't let me do that. Gymnaban, no market pod completely killed your local scene. How do you restart? I mean, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? I understand the frustration and losing the momentum there really sucked. Our local scene hasn't really required it, and what we did was we just said, okay, if you buy any cards digitally, you like buy uniques or whatever online from people on the market, on like the Facebook marketplace and Discord, you can proxy them. You can print them out and sleeve them up and use them that way. And you know, that's helped us for sure. But yeah, I mean, you might be looking at just if your local scene really needed that to be live to play, then you might just need to wait for it to be up to be able to try to restart. And then at that point, it's just a matter of saying, you know, maybe you just start with some limited events or something, some sealed, because the game is a really good limited game. Kind of like Star Wars Unlimited. Both games are currently some of the better limited games I think that are out there. So you could start there and just be like, hey, you know, everything's up now. Why don't you come back in and try it once it actually is up. Hopefully that would help you a little bit. But yeah, that's too bad. Our locals didn't react the same way. Everyone just kind of went, yeah. I mean, I think there's a couple of people who were like a little disappointed that it wasn't going right away, but most of our locals just played anyway and didn't worry about it. So I'm sorry about that. That's too bad. Still no uniques. I'm not sure what's going on. The uniques are all at the bottom of the box here, I guess. We did get a moth to a flame. I like all the little mana moth cards because moths are cute and they're pretty cool. Haven Sirengar. When I leave the expedition zone, if I was fleeting, draw a card. Ooh, nice. Okay, cool. That's kind of neat. Floral Tent. Here's another expedition permanent. This one is resupply when played from anywhere. If a boosted character would leave my expedition during the afternoon, it loses all its boosts instead. Wow. That's pretty sick, actually. Oh, it's during afternoon. I'm sorry, not dusk. Okay, during afternoon. So it just makes your stuff kind of unable to be attacked until you can get through there. Okay. That's a lot less broken than I thought it was initially. Cool. Oh, Mud Turtle, that's right. You're up in Grand Forks. Yeah, that's too bad. We have people who drive into our area. You can always join us if you're interested. For sure. Divine, they're just saying, yeah, it's unlimited and it's good for limited. Yep, that's it. All right, we have a unique, though. Our first unique, everyone. So here's the cool thing. If you're new to this game, the interesting thing about this is this card you're going to look at right here. I am the only person in the world who owns this and who will own it until I sell it to someone else. This is a one-of-one, literally completely exclusive card to me. And I'm talking about not art, nothing like that. I'm talking about the set of effects that are on it. Now there's not a million, but there's thousands of unique Nyala gifted conjurers, but none of them have this set of stats, cost, effects. And that's kind of the cool thing about the game. So with this Nyala, what does this Nyala do? This is a 2 from hand, 4 from reserve, 3/3/1. When played from reserve, you may discard a card in your reserve. If you do, you may exhaust target card in reserve. Okay, so it's got a cost on doing the exhaust. I think, hang on, before we look a little further, I think I did pull at some point in here a common Nyala. So let's just find that quick so we can do like a comparison. And taking a moment on this stuff also helps make sure my beautiful wife can keep caught up on booster packs here so I don't go too fast. We got a good backlog right now, but I might start going fast at some point. Did we see a Nyala? I thought I did. It's a Snowball Commando. I really thought I saw one in here early on, but maybe I didn't. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I was right away. So the common one is just a 3/3/3/0 with exchange target card from your reserve with a card in your hand. All right. And this is still going to have an effect like that. So in this case, it has added on, when played from reserve, you can discard a card in reserve to exhaust a card in reserve, which is not a great trade. That's not actually like super cool. And it's actually, for Lyra in particular, it's almost a loss that it has a 1 instead of a 0 here, because zeros in Lyra can sometimes turn on certain heroes like a Rock and Kibble or certain effects. And it says, when I leave the expedition zone, if I was fleeting, exchange target card in your reserve with the card in your hand. So instead of doing it on command and 2 times, it does it 1 time when it leaves from reserve. but it has the next spell you play this turn costs 1 less if you want to use this support ability. Overall, this is a weird example of like kind of a worse version of the unique, but it is cheaper to play from hand, but more expensive from reserve. Probably not a great unique. I think this is unfortunately kind of a miss of a unique, because compared to the common, it's like the common still has several points of merit over this version of this card, but you don't win them all with uniques. Sometimes you get ones that are kind of duds, but other times you get ones that are very, very sick. Yeah, official Nyala grade D-. Yes, it is not a hot Nyala, unfortunately. It is ice cold, if you will. Icebound Tundra, Eros, and a Demeter. Ooh, I would love unique Demeters, actually. That sounds really cool. She's a really, really cool new character. I got to play Demeter in a deck with I'm forgetting his name, but the like Yeti-like guy that gets boosts for every plant area you're in, and it was a really cool little combo. Snow Queen. Very cool character. Eat me energy bars. Guys, this card is cracked, okay? Jordan and I were talking about this in the podcast. We'll talk about it on Tuesday. But the stuff that you can do with this now, insane. If you have not thought about Eat Me Energy Bars making Sakara Brew gigantic, which makes Sakara Brew face 2 different expeditions, so he actually pushes 2 expeditions backward when you play him. If you haven't thought about that, then you have not realized how insane this thing is, but it's that and then many other effects. This thing is insane. I would not be shocked to see this at some point getting an errata of some kind, because it's just wild. That's wild, wild stuff. The best card in your reserve you get extra uses out of. No, yeah, I mean, I just think Nyala is cool, but the unique version that we got there was not very good. Heimdall and Hypothermia rares. All right. Continuing. You have 2 Nyalas. Is that what you're saying? Miss Folk thanked you for your help, by the way. She gave you a nice smile and a thumbs up. Okay, next pack. Let's see if we can get another unique. Let's see if we get a spicier unique than Nyala. Nyala was not a great start. Technical Boots, Santa Claus, and Icebound Taiga. That's all right, too. And a Manamoth token. Plenty more packs here. Akesha and Taru. We have an Akesha pack. Maybe Akesha will bless us with an Izmir unique here. Nope. Leshy, that's his name. Leshy is the guy who you get a boost for every grass expedition that he's in. Which is the rare one here is interesting because he's not, the rare Bravos one is not gigantic. He just gets big sometimes. Which is, yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. The regular Leshy is gigantic, but smaller. Then maybe the chat should grade every unique. Oh, I like that. Oh, 2 unique Demeter. That's cool. Okay, yeah, I want to see that. But yeah, when we get a uniques, you guys, drop me a grade. Let me know. What grade do you give the uniques that we get? That'll be really fun for people watching the VOD too, I think. So yeah, feel free to join in. Grade these uniques. I'll try to grade them as well. I agree. D, yeah, this is D-. I don't see any reason really to use this over a common. So I think the common, I agree with Adam that D- is right. When the common is better, it's an easy D- for me. Flawed prototype. We got Freeze and a Moth Larva. Moth Larva would be great to see uniques of because it's a cheap unit. It's a cheap character, and cheap characters so it can sometimes have some crazy uniques. The Magic Sleigh, that's what it's called. I love this card. I think this card is so cool. If your expedition moves forward, it moves twice. And the way the permanents work is they don't leave play. The expedition permanents do not leave play until that expedition advances. So you get to put this out there on a turn when you're just not doing so hot anyway. And make it up on the next turn, which is really cool. All right, we have a Snowball Commando. We have a Yeti. We have another Lyra unique. Ooh, is this a Lyra box? Are we doing that again? That happened a lot in Beyond the Gates. You had boxes that were like full of a single faction. We have Persephone. Nice. That's another one I really like. Along with Demeter, has some similar effects. So, okay, cool. Let's see what this does. This is a 4/4, 2/0/0. We got the zeros in Lyra. Love to see that. My region and the region of the expedition facing me are grass and lose their other types. When played from anywhere, love to see that in Lyra. You may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, you may discard target character with hand cost 4 or more. Okay. Great. Cool. Okay, great. Yeah. It's just nice later game, mid to late game removal when played from anywhere. So it works in hand and it works when played from reserve and has a support ability. The next character you play this turn costs 1 less. Wow. I mean, across the board, a solid unique, I think. It's not okay. So like if we're grading these, I would say like S tier are going to be the ones where it's like, wow, okay, like sure, infinite combo enabling or whatever. Spindle harvesters, the jellyfish, the armors, the stuff that was just cracked, right? Robin Hoods before the errata. We're all S tier. Is this A or B? I don't think it's not like a double card advantage card, right? It's not like it has like draw a card and then remove something. So I think that's where I kind of put A tier stuff. It has to like really do a lot, but it has a solid set of effects. It does the Persephone thing. It does a remove from anywhere. This is a good B. I would almost want it. I think B plus is actually too much for me here. I think B is right. B is probably no stats, but yeah, it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't have stats. Lyra likes the zeros though. Like Lyra will work with the zeros a little bit, and it has. The thing is, it doesn't need the other stats because the region it's in, it makes grass. So it's a 2 power for 4. The other ones don't matter. Wherever it is. So it's 2/2/2. Okay, Satona said that. Miss Folk says C plus. B. Eric says B plus considering the art. I love that take. The art on this card is really, really good. I'm gonna go with, maybe it's Copium just because my first unique was so bad, but I'm gonna stick with B. But I totally see where you guys are coming from. I see the C plus grade for sure as well. Art is really nice though. Art is good on that one. All right, we'll take it. We'll take a solid C plus to B. Unique, not bad, not bad. Dong de Shen rare and another map card. Art is S for show. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful artwork on that Persephone. All right, next we have another unique. We have an Izmir unique coming up here. Let's see what this one is. This is a moth larva. Nice moth larva unique. 2/2/1/2/1 in Izmir. 2 when played from anywhere abilities. The first one is, if there are 2 or more exhausted cards in reserve, you may return a card from your reserve to your hand. Okay. Interesting. And then when played from anywhere, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain 1 boost. So this is a case where you can choose the order these resolve in. So you can use the second one, put a card from your hand in reserve, give it a boost, and then return that card back to your hand if you want to, which results in a 2/3/2 for 2. Which like isn't crazy. Foil that one. Adam says Persephone was a C. First ability counts the opponent. Yeah, that's true. First ability counts the opponent. I think it's a solid B plus. Yeah, I mean, returning from reserve to hand is pretty good. I don't know. This is a weird one. I don't really know where to grade this thing. Returning from reserve to hand is obviously like, it gets crazy when it's the like at dusk return. When you can like do anchor combos, and you can't do that here. I don't know. B depends on if there's strong lower hand cost to grab. I mean, I wanted to say B2. B feels like a cop-out sometimes, but like I have to figure out what I'm doing with this. It's not like clearly just like, wow, this is crazy, but like it has the cost for the abilities where it works. B minus. I kind of like B minus. getting too exhausted, it's not that hard to do in the exhaust deck. It's just like, is this the unique you want to play in the exhaust deck? Maybe, because maybe this lets you return your exhaust spells back to hand, your other exhaust units, so you can like kind of keep the exhaust chain rolling. So that it works there. I think that I can see that being the angle of attack, that you take your building Izmir exhaust, kind of like probably a Kesha. Right, probably like a Kesha Izmir exhaust, where you're like, I'm gonna exhaust things when I have initiative, or just make you take it instead when I want to answer your stuff, and then you're playing the all the characters and spells that exhaust things, and then you just keep bringing them back with you play like 3 low cost uniques that can return them, and like 3 larva uniques like this might work. So yeah, I think B kind of works for that. Yeah, Izmir should have an exhaust deck. I think Izmir should have an exhaust deck. Oh God. Thank you. Next pack here. Shadow the Sixth. They have an 8-cost Bastion that has some great spells to play. They sure do. Yeah, they definitely do have that. You built exhaust deck and it definitely has legs. Taylor, when we exhaust something in reserve now, it makes it so it taps it, right? And it makes it so it can't be played or discarded for its support abilities. And then everything in reserve unexhausts with everything else in the next turn. So it's like soft removal tempo for stuff in reserve. It's really cool, actually. It plays really well. Here's an example of like a payoff. So we're talking about the exhaust Izmir deck. You can play the Snow Queen in it. 7/7/3/3/3 Eternal, so she's not going away ever. Well, unless she's removed. Tough X, where X is the number of exhausted cards in reserve. And then, when played from anywhere, the rare version, when played from anywhere, you may exhaust a card in reserve, and then exhausted characters in reserve remain exhausted during morning. So, thank you. So she just gets, she can get it once you have kind of set up several exhausted cards, you drop her, she's really hard to remove. And makes it so your opponent just like never gets access to those cards again. So I think that's the angle that the Izmir deck can take. Right, Shadow. Yeah. You get to replay your spells multiple times. So I mean I think it makes sense. We're at the next one. Okay, yeah, sure. We're pretty behind, so we're gonna start moving forward a little bit and ignoring anything. You can open it. It's okay. We don't need to open each one on stream. But we have the next box is being opened when we still have a good 14 packs to look at, actually. Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of the obvious thing with returning cards from reserve to hand, is that it lets you reuse them multiple times. The question is just, for me, the question is always, is that what I want, like, to be using my unique slots to do? Because unique slots are cool because you can get access to some wild things. If you're like, you have a deck that is not, you have a deck that has not enough ways to kind of accrue value, you can like really focus on low cost, draw multiple cards that might be more useful for you than like returning spells to hand. Just kind of depends on the deck, depends on the spells. I can definitely see a use for this Moth Larva, though. It seems like it could be one where you would hunt down a few different kind of similar copies of it. Maybe ones that have different second abilities or something, but always have that ability to return things. Or you could definitely access some Spindle Harvesters or stuff like that from set 1 that have similar abilities as well. One thing I think that's neat about this is that it lets you return exhausted cards to your hand. So having those effects now in Trial by Frost might be more useful, as you may see more control exhausting your cards in reserve, and you can just go, okay, well, I can just take that back and then still play it this turn. So you have another unique. This is an Axiom unique. So it's a good thing we have Shadow the Sixth here. Shadow the Sixth is sort of my resident Axiom expert. So he can help us judge this one. It is a Walrus Scout. Walrus Scout unique. This is a 3/2/2/0/3. When a card goes from your hand or deck to reserve, you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, create a Brass Bug token in your hero expedition. and then has the support ability to exhausted resupply. So resupply, but it comes in exhausted. So whenever a card goes from your hand or deck to reserve, so anytime you get a resupply or an exhausted resupply, or you use an ability like subhash or trace, or no, sorry, trace is a resupply. We use an ability to put a card from your hand in reserve, which Axiom has plenty of. You can discard a card from reserve, so you can immediately discard that to make a brass bug. So it allows you to basically turn any effect that resupplies into making a brass bug. That seems not bad at all to me, actually. Shadow, am I off here? How is this one? It is locked into the hero side, but like that's not terrible value, I feel like. Yeah, it is definitely like WinCon territory. I agree, Gabriel. This seems pretty good to me, actually. I was gonna go B+, but like I can be argued. Usually these decks cost one. I mean, it costs the card, but if it's a resupply effect instead, like God forbid your opponent try and play like a Snow Maiden against you while the Walrus Scout is in play. I kind of like A-. That's B+, A-. Okay, yeah, we're in the same territory there. Nice. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one, actually. That is a pretty good hit for a unique. Not bad at all. And it has that extra just bonus of having exhausted resupply also. Which means if you get multiple with this effect, you know, multiple different scouts or something that all have this ability, then this one can kind of fuel the other ones on a future turn as well. Which is pretty cool. I'm a fan. Rallying call. We're going to recruit. We're going to start kind of cruising a little bit here. 3 cost cards, so it's tough to find a slot for 3 costs. That's something that I think, Shadow, you'd have more insight into than I do. Certainly, I can see your deck space getting tight, but I don't know where it gets the tightest when we're looking at Axiom. Yeah, you can't run 3 copies of the unique, right? You can only register 1 in your tournament deck, so you can't. You'd have to register 2 others. But the thing I love about this game is hunting down uniques that have similar effects to the ones that like I want to run. So you can find 2 more Walrus Scouts or maybe even different Axiom units that actually have, you know, some ability that you might look for specifically. Okay, ones that create a brass bug when a card goes from hand or deck to reserve, but maybe they have a different thing you have to do to get the cost. Maybe they have different costs or stats or different abilities, a second ability. All sorts of things will be mixed up, and you just gotta like mix and match to find the right one to fill in your deck. And I really think that's a fun part of the game too. Yeah, I mean you can get the copies printed on demand, Miss Folks. So like just to be clear, I could print 100 of this if I wanted to, and I could sleeve them up, and at a kitchen table I could play casually with the 3 copies. I'd be like, hey, let's play a game where I get to run 3 copies of my Walrus Scout. And my opponent's like, sure, let's do it. Then, yeah, there we go. But as soon as I go to a tournament, I have to register a deck that is legal. And the deck would not be legal. I can't put 3 copies of it in the deck builder on Altered's website. And I can't own 3 copies of it either. So yeah, if I want to build this cool Axiom, maybe Trace deck or something, I do need to find a couple more Walrus. I don't need to, but I'd want to find a couple more Walrus Scouts or something similar that have a similar effect. We have another unique here. It is a Muna Eros. All right, this is an 8/8/5/8/5. Big old 8 there. When played from anywhere, you may immediately play a character for 3 less. It gains 1 boost. And then it has the support ability. You may exhaust target card in reserve. So we did see the rare Eros earlier. It should only take a moment to pull that out for comparison. This is a Bravos one, but you know, they'll be pretty similar. And so here's just like an example of the rare to the unique. This rare is a 3/5/5. The unique is a 5/8/5, so the stats are a lot better. It only gives the character you play 1 boost instead of 2. but then it has an ability to exhaust target card in reserve as well. I think this is like a C, probably. A C unique. It's like not bad. It's just it's not that different than playing the raw one, other than the stats are pretty good on it, but it costs more as well. So yeah. You don't think the rare Muna gets the boost part? So that might be unique on it too. I think it might just have a better, like, this is probably more raw stats in general than the Muna version. Like across the board. I don't think I've opened a I don't think I've opened any Muna Eros yet. But we'll have to see at some point. You know, maybe C plus just because the stats are nice, but like maybe I'm being harsher than I need to on it. Yeah, C is about right, I think, for this. Yeah, hard to play over the rare. Exactly. I mean, I just think your unique slots, you're going to want something else. Like, if you want to play Eros in your deck, you kind of want uniques that cost 3 that do crazy stuff, in my opinion, that you can Eros out instead. You don't necessarily want to unique the Eros, you want to unique the things that Eros plays. C+. It doesn't have the Muna Rare giving Anchored. Oh, sure. If the Muna Rare gives Anchored to it, that's way better. Okay, yep. That might be me being unfamiliar with the Muna Rare. If the Muna Rare gives Anchored, yeah, that's worse. I'd say pretty easily worse than that. Two. Oh, okay, this one. Okay. So we are on box. This was box number 1. So just to look back at box number 1, we decided that Walrus Scout was kind of the hot one. Moth Larva, Persephone, about in this order, I think. This was our order of ranking in general. Scout, Larva, Persephone, Eros, and then Nyala. Need a 3-cost unique that says activate the arrow ability to target character in play. Ooh, okay. That would be pretty sick then. That would be awesome. All right, so looking at box number 2 now, let's see when we can get. We got 5 uniques that box. It wasn't bad. That's all right. I'm okay with hitting 5 uniques in boxes. I think we can hit more. I think we can do 6, which would be nice. First pack was not anything spicy, but I'm sure we will get our first sick unique here very soon. And also, I do want to see a rare Eros, so that we could just show that exact comparison. A rare Muna Eros, in particular. So if you're unfamiliar with the game, if you don't know some of the other kind of intricacies that we're talking about here, every card in the game has a common version, and then 2 rare versions. One is like in faction, so there's a common Persephone. Then the rare is a stronger version of Persephone. But then there's also a faction-shifted rare where Persephone goes to Lyra, the pink faction, instead. And a lot of people who don't know anything about the game are like, well, that's ridiculous. Why the rares are just better than the commons? But that's because in this game, deck building-wise, you can only include 15 rares in your deck. So there's a restriction. So the rares are actually really interesting. You build decks, and certain cards you want to play the rare versions of, but you can only play so many. Or you can like think about your rare slots as ways to access cards from out of faction. So like a Lyra deck can access Persephone, which does stuff that Lyra doesn't usually want to do, if it has a reason to want to do that stuff. A lot of times you might use this to get particular like removal in factions that don't normally have it. That kind of stuff. It's kind of like being able to build 2-color decks, but they're just certain cards get to be in your 2-color decks compared to other ones. So it's a pretty fun deck building system. I think it works really well. I think it's really interesting and really good for like the sort of the casual gameplay that I think Altered is really good at. It's a game where you can really focus in on one faction and get good at that faction and still kind of have a lot of flexibility to build unique decks and your own special takes on things. No uniques yet. Still, a lot like the first box, they're waiting. We need to catch up a little bit so that, oh yeah, Rare Demeter's so good. Anchoring anything else as well, really strong. That could be like, that's just like a lot that your opponent suddenly has to deal with, not just that turn, but next turn as well. Makes limited very fun. Yeah, in limited, you get to run 3 factions in a deck, and it is a really, really fun game for limited. I really, really enjoy sealed and draft in this game. For sure. Let's get to our first unique here. I have a feeling it's here. Nope, it's not. Ah! I thought maybe I saw a little glow of gold there, but nope, no unique still. Come on now. It's unique time, baby. Nope. Rallying Call. And another map card. Plenty of these map cards going around here. I think it's really cool that they put in the frosty version of the map. It's cute. I like it. I'm definitely going to be using that for a while. Let's get these commons out of here. Heimdall, Snow Queen, and Winter Nova. Shirley. Bamboozled. Absolutely. We do have Snoozer Shroom, by the way, which is a new card with a fantastic name. Main deck Jordan really, really likes Snoozer Shroom. At least Snoozer Shroom's name. I don't know if he's going to be playing any hot Snoozer Shroom strategies, but maybe he will. Okay, here we go. First unique, finally. First unique of box 2. We have an Ortis. So you know it's OP already. Obvious OP. It's Heimdall. Ooh. Okay. This could be spicy. 4 hand, 3 reserve, 2/1/2. So not great stats. When played from anywhere, create an Ortis recruit soldier token in each of your expeditions. All right, so there we get our stats back. And then the Heimdall effect, which normally switches characters and expeditions, is when played from reserve on this one. Up to 1 target character switches expedition. And then has the support ability. The next character you play this turn costs 1 less. Miss Folk gave it an A+. I think that was before even seeing the card, but this is definitely like a solid token generator with some ability to kind of be some cheeky game-winning played from reserve action. Man, if that was a one played from anywhere on that second ability, I think this would be really good. It is not. So, yeah, I agree with the change your mind. It is B-. B-. It's actually pretty good. Like, this is not bad at all. When played from reserve, this can be like, it only costs 3 then. It still makes the soldiers, and then it has the switch expedition ability. It's like actually crazy that it costs less from reserve than it does from hand for what you get for that. This puts a lot of tokens on the board for not a lot of mana. It's pretty solid. It's not crazy, right? But B+ from Adam. Not mad at all if it's in your deck, but yeah, not like, wow, I'll never replace this. Right, Miss Folk. Yeah, I mean, I think largely about switching my opponent's stuff, but like it doesn't either way. It's whatever thing allows you to win. You can do either one. I think it's pretty, yeah, it's not bad. That is not a bad one to start with, I would say. All right, next pack. Starting off with Basira. Isn't this the name of the little dudes in Hilda? How do you pronounce it again? You don't remember? Okay, but yeah, I think this is did anyone watch Hilda? The little cartoon show is a really dope show. I can't remember how to pronounce it. I don't want to make a fool of myself, but I think these are the guys that were in that also. Dope. I'm a big fan of them. Someone in chat want to like tell me how to pronounce that because I'm a stupid American and I have no clue. You have to be so like worldly to not mispronounce things constantly in this game, I feel like. Oh, have another Ortis unique here. Nisa. Pronounced Nisa. Yeah. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that, I think those are the guys in Hilda. And they ruled. Hilda ruled. Definitely high recommend to watch that show. Whether or not you're watching it with kids, don't matter. It's a good show. All right. Another Ortis unique. Now I have a new hunt. Now I want unique Nisa. That's what I want. Ortis unique. It is a hound. It's a hound. Just a dog. This dog is a good boy. 3-3-2-2-1. When played from anywhere, if you control one or more landmark, create a soldier token in target expedition. And when played from hand, if each of your expeditions is behind or tied, you may discard target permanent. Hound. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Ortis uniques. They pretty much always say, make some tokens of some kind, and then always have some other effect that's like draw cards or removal or something. So like, are Ortis uniques ever bad? My question for chat is, are Ortis uniques ever actively like bad? Because I feel like a lot of the time they're like what Satonis was saying. I would not be mad to have that in my deck. It's not something I would feel like I could never replace, but it's like, yeah, sure. That's fine. This one in particular, it is fairly conditional across the board. So needing the landmark to get the soldier token, not great. Needing each expedition to be behind and only played from hand to discard target permanent. Yeah. It's not like... this ain't blowing my lid off, right? Prefer the common and rare. Actually, don't even know what the rare hound does. Have we seen that? Oh, man. I don't know. I'm probably just going to have to keep my eye out for it because I don't think I can dig hound out right now. If I've even opened one yet. But yeah, this is like... It does some stuff, but it's not like great. So, D+, probably fair. That's probably reasonable. I don't know. I don't think I've opened a hound. I don't see any in here. Probably haven't. Adam says C. We go D+. D+ hound. Sorry, not a good boy. Well, still a good boy, but not a great boy. All right. Next pack. Let's see if we can get another A-leaning unique in here now. That would be really cool. Rare Leshy. Oh, Rare Leshy is so good with that gigantic. Oh, I love it. Leshy is strong. Okay. There's Common Hound, which just is a 3/3/2 for 2. Or 3/3/1. Sorry, 3/3/1 for 2 if just Leshy's if just Hound's expedition behind. Oh man, look. The dog breed changes. Come on. There we go. This boy is cuter than this boy, for what it's worth, in my opinion. So at least when Hound is unique, it gets really cute. So I like that. Makes me want more unique Hounds. Okay. Unique Bravos card. We have... Oh no. Oh no, chat. No. It's a Garrick. It's a Garrick. Garrick just got... Literally just got suspended. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well... Suspended. Let's see what our suspended unique Garrick did. If I would gain fleeting, I gain 1 boost instead. When another character joins your expeditions, if you control a fleeting character, target character gains 2 boosts. Mine's not even broken. This is just a whatever Garrick. If you control a fleeting character. So it's not even like good. Honestly. This is, yeah, this isn't even like a good Garrick. 4/5 for a 1/2/2. X tier. Yeah, unfortunate. Actually, it's actually like I think actively a pretty bad Garrick. Even if it were not banned, I am totally down with like F. Yeah, bad unique. Bad unique Garrick that is banned anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh, there's Rare Hound. No. This is the cutest. This is the cutest hound, in my opinion. We can have, you know, we can have different dog preferences, but I really like this one. Other than Buddha, Buddha's a good boy too. Did you a favor of making sure I don't accidentally put it in a deck? That's very true. Shout out to Equinox, making sure I don't accidentally slot Garrick into a deck because that Garrick is awful. It's like anti-synergistic. It's if it would gain fleeting, it gets a boost, so it can't even gain fleeting. And then you need another fleeting character so that when another character joins your expedition, you can give a character 2 boosts. It just, none of it works together at all. Yep, Border Collie, 100%. Love me a good Border Collie with a nice triangular face. That was box 2? Okay, so we have, let's see, we have 13 more packs left in box 2. And my wife is opening box 3 now. Being an absolute champ, an absolute trooper. Cracking open the packs. Even though we started late. Chat, what should I do to treat my wife for being so kind and helping us today? What's the play? What's the line to show her that I love her for helping today? GSD slander. No, you can like other dogs, but Border Collies are just adorable. Chat, what's your favorite dog breed? Also that. I'm actually a huge, massive, due to growing up with them, a massive Springer Spaniel fan. If we had a dog, it would probably be a Springer Spaniel. New nice restaurant, Maxwell's. We actually have a gift card. Oh, we yeah, that might be all right. That's not a new restaurant, but it is a nice restaurant here. Take a day off from recording, go for a walk, dinner, and her pick of movie. I think she likes that one. Making brunch tomorrow morning. I might be able to do that. She knows better. She knows I won't. Actually, Border Collie. No, that makes Satonis, that makes sense. That makes sense. The dog breed you grow up with, you love, right? That's how it works. It's like the first Final Fantasy you play is your favorite one, and the dog you grow up with is your favorite one. I mean, I can see it. I get it. I get the Germans. They're cute. I meant the people, not the dogs. I think I like the fancy restaurant idea. She laughed. I want a good steak. That's all. I want a lovely medium rare steak. Oh god, commons everywhere. I probably need to set these aside. Oh, I also could have grabbed a card box too, but we'll just use the case. Who knows? The next time I'll get to a card shop. The joke is I work at one. Played the FF1 remake on the GBA as your first. It's the top half of them, but it's not your favorite. Well, that's fair. That's completely fair, Taylor. My favorite, we're talking Final Fantasy, right? I said Dogbreed already. I played Final Fantasy VIII first, and I love Final Fantasy VIII. And I'm a weirdo, I get it. That's a weird opinion to have. But I just like it. I like the characters. I like the story. I like the nonsense. I like junctioning. I like Guardian Forces. I like all this stuff. It's fun. It's fun. It's a good Final Fantasy. Garrett can be mixed in with the comments. It's fine. Yeah, that's probably true. All right, we have another unique. It is not Garrett this time, thankfully. It is Bravos. Bravos unique. It's a Acklet. It's an Acklet unique. 4/4. 2/4/4. When played from anywhere, you may discard a character from your reserve. If you do, up to 2 target characters each gain 1 boost. When I gain 1 or more boost, up to 1 target character gains fleeting. Okay. Okay. He works with himself at least. Right? You can give him boosts. 2 target characters gain 1 boost, then he gets a boost, and then you can give something fleeting. But like, meh. Kind of meh. You get some stats. You can maybe give something fleeting. You had to discard a character from reserve to do it. C-. A-. A- from Misfolk? How many things are you even giving fleeting is my question, right? Like, you could give a couple things fleeting. I don't know. Is that even good? If I'm paying 4, I want more than this. Yeah, I agree. It's fine. It's not something I think I'm ever actually going to slot in a deck. I just like... I don't need to go out of my way with my uniques to give things fleeting. That's okay, Misfolk. No, it's fun. It's good because you create conversation. You don't need to nail it. We're all just making it up anyway. You could be totally right. Everyone here is just making it up. We don't have an encyclopedia for how to rank these things. Scotty, Floral Tent, Ebenezer Scrooge. One unique I don't really want is Ebenezer Scrooge because, like, who wants to fill your deck with Ebenezer Scrooges? I don't. Nah, pass. Pass on the Scrooge. Do we just get double Muna Jack Frost in this pack? This pack had 2 Muna Jack Frosts in a row. Well, not in a row, but shortly, one after another. Acklet, Snowman, Ortis Liaison, Common Foiler. This is the final pack of box 2, which I hope has unique. Otherwise, we only ended up with 4 uniques here. Yeah, we got the broken unique Garrick ability, just not in Garrick. You're right. If I gain 1 or more boosts, I gain target character is fleeting. Adam Teets, welcome. What uniques have we gotten so far? Some. We got some uniques. There are 2 Adam T's in chat now, by the way, which is exciting. Okay, we did get a 5th unique for the box. It's another Bravos unique. It's actually another Acolyte. It's actually another one of these. That's really funny. Okay, let's see what it is. Acolyte. This is a 4/5 Acolyte. This one is a 4/5/5. Its stats are much better. Stats are much better on this guy. This one says, when played from anywhere, you may pay 1. If you do, I gain 1 boost and fleeting. And then says, when I gain 1 or more boosts, up to 1 target character gains fleeting. So, you play it as a 5 for 5/6/6. And then give something fleeting. It's like better. It's better, right? But, like, still not good. What did I say? I think I said C- on this one. And this is like a C, I would say. Am I off, chat? Am I wrong? Also C. Oh, we got a dog opinion. The Beagle. A Beagle is a great choice also. I like that. Good opinion. Adam Teets. What's your favorite dog breed? That's a question in here, babe, because we have hounds that have different dog breeds on them. We have the Superior Border Collie uniques. It's been common to get double of the same unique, apparently. That's cool. That's actually, I like that. Honestly, I like that. Because you can potentially get two that you can put in the same deck and, like, they might be pretty similar. And that's pretty awesome. Izzy-oi, yo, welcome. Just shout out. Thank you for hopping in chat, even if it's just with a meh on the unique. It's a deserved meh. That's fair. Isn't going to C play, but I'd probably put it in a sealed deck. Yeah, for sure. C+, it's better, but I don't want to play it. Yeah. So that box's uniques were pretty rough. Heimdall was definitely the best of them, I would say. And we had a very bad and very banned Garrick, unfortunately. All right, we're moving on to box 3. She is a machine. She has so many packs ready to go. Oh my god. Like corgis and labs, nice. Oh, did you comment on the Nisa? I'm sorry. I missed it, Izzy-oi. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to shout you out. My bad. I just missed that message earlier. Nilam pack. Well, thank you for your helping me with my pronunciation of Nisa also. I appreciate that. We got a unique foiler. That's actually our first unique foiler so far in the third box. They definitely, I think, have made them less common. Yeah, that was actually why, Izuyo. You got me. You figured it out. Scotty, Flawed Prototype, Mighty Simbi. We had a local who opened what I think was a pretty cracked Mighty Simbi unique. I don't remember what it did anymore. But it was really pretty sick. God, when we get a unique Nisa, it's going to be so cool. It's going to be just stupid. It's going to be some dumb dice rolling nonsense. It is wild that it took 3 boxes. Yeah, but I mean, there have been too many going around in set 1, I think. The value of them is just like trash. So it's probably good. Make them a little more rare again. Frozen delivery. Get that exhausted resupply. Like, okay. This is why Walrus Scout is potentially really good. Right? Like, you imagine you get 3 of these unique Walrus Scouts, and then you load up with these 3 exhausted resupply frozen deliveries, and you just go to town. Right? You just make so many cheap brass bugs. That seems pretty cool to me. I'm like, the more I think about it, the more I like this Walrus Scout. And it's like, it might be something I start hunting down. Another guy got a cracked puffin. Yeah, that's true. The cracked puffin was really good too. Definitely seen some pretty good uniques. And hopefully we can find some more Walrus Scout action. Definitely. That's like the current direction that I think has been the coolest out of some of these new ones. Jordan's going to be really jealous of that Scout. Yeah, that's probably true. Actually, that's probably very true. Excellent. We love making main deck Jordan jealous here. That's a good time for everyone. All right, let's find a unique in this box. Let's start cracking some cool uniques. Oh, a second unique foiler. Suddenly we get 2 in the same box. Anybody here all caught up on the lore? Have not read the articles really since our podcast episodes on them, which I think will make Yoshi sad. So I'm sorry, Yoshi, if Yoshi watches the stream at some point. The Walrus is gross. The Scythe, you think it's bad? Nuh-uh. Get out of town. Card's good. Rare Faction Shifted Snow Maiden. Do I have a favorite rare from the new set? I have a lot of rares that I really like, actually. Oh! Unique Arrows. Okay. Unique Arrows in Muna. This is our second one of these now. So we have our first one to compare it to. This one is an 8/7 for 748. When played from anywhere, if I'm in grass, you may immediately, or forest or something, you may immediately play a character for 3 less. It gains 1 boost. When played from reserve, if your reserve is empty, you may send target character in grass to reserve. Support, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. All right. This is better. No doubt this is a better Arrows. Because when you play it from reserve, it's actually kind of cracked. Even though it's got situational stuff to it. The stat line is better. The second ability is a lot of value when it works. But it's got a lot of conditions to it. So it's not objectively good. But it's better. I'm going to give it a C+. I'm going to give it a C+. Oh, awesome, Colin. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me know and for listening. I'm glad you enjoyed our lore episodes. That's what we said in those. It was like, nobody was watching them at the time, but like, I'm pretty sure these will just be good for some people to have at some point to be able to kind of dig in and understand a little bit. So I'm really, really glad. Thank you, Miss Folk. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed that. It really warms my heart to hear that. We are, by the way, chat, we are ranking uniques in case you've joined us as we get them. I think I can just give this a C+. I think that's fair. I don't think it's better than that. Because it's got too many like situational things. Yeah, I agree, Adam. The cost, once the cost hits a certain point, just like it can't be that good. It has to be crazy, right? For an 8 cost unique to be good. So that'll be fine. And I'm sorry, Colin, I kind of haven't answered your what's my favorite rares from the set because like I do have a lot that I really like. And I'm not really sure. I just don't really know how to narrow it down. Once I play a little more, I'll probably be able to have more of an answer, right? Because I'll like hone in on some strategies that I think are really fun. Muna Unique. Muna Unique number 2. Let's go. Miss Folk C-. That's fair. Muna Unique number 2 is... Ready for this? Repotter Otter. Repotter Otter Unique. 3 hand, 4 reserve. 0/4/4. When played from anywhere, each player may put a card from their hand in reserve to draw a card. When played from reserve, up to 2 target characters each gain 1 boost. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. It's nice you get to draw the card off of it. I can't remember if that's the common thing in rare Repotter Otter. Does rare... I know common one is just each player can put a card from hand in reserve. If rare Repotter Otter has the card draw, then this is marginally better than that. If it doesn't, then this is significantly better than that. Although you are giving your opponent a card as well. I mean, that's kind of Muna's thing anyway. Not much you can do about that. That's going to happen. Just Muna things. I don't know. Seems... draw is from the rare. Okay, thanks, Gabriel. Seems amazing for Arjun. Arjun really does like putting cards from hand in reserve, but like, is this better enough from the regular one? And I don't know that it is. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a meh to me also. You really think it's that good in Origin? Yeah, is it that much better than the rare one? That's the question I have. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it feels that much better than the rare in Origin. I'm not sure that I would go that route immediately when I would just want to play probably rare repotters instead. But like, if you can't make space for the rares, then sure, you know. I would say it's a B minus. B minus. I just don't think you're gonna. I just don't think you're gonna slot it when the rare exists. Yeah, Missfolk. That's what I'm feeling, right? I'd rather save the unique slot for something else. Oh, rare only does it from hand. This gets it from anywhere. That is a significant change. That is a significant change. B. That gets rid of the minus. B. B unique. I still can't put it at A minus. I still don't think I can go that high. Missfolk, it's going down. Z, get out of here. Get out of here with your Z's. That's not a valid letter grade. Take all your Z's and go to sleep. No, it's terrible. Never mind. Don't ignore me. Okay, I totally threw this pack everywhere. Ooh, got another unique. All right, nice. Hiding behind Gibble and the Moth Lantern is the Snowman. Oh, this adorable little snowman. Lyra unique, 2/3, 1/3/4, no zeros. We wanted to see the zero. Oh, this is going to be a very meh unique. When played from anywhere, unless I'm in water, I gain fleeting. And then support, you may return a card from your reserve to hand. This is yawn unique. This is a big old yawn unique. Oh my goodness. D? D? Right? Like, here's the rare. This is the difference here. No. No, guys. Not happening. All right, Adam. Enjoy your ice fishing. D plus gives the artist sleep. Sad snowman. Yeah, it is a sad snowman. Not a good snowman, unfortunately. We had a chance to have a good one. We had a chance for glory with a 6 snowman at a low cost and a 0 on it. When played from anywhere that does something cool, even when it's played during during noon, to make it always good in a rock and kibble. That would have been awesome, but no, we didn't get like any of those things. We have another Muna unique. Let's go. All right. All right. This is going to be, guys, this is going to be an A+ unique. I feel it. A+. Saskia, Sly Naturalist, 4/3. Okay, I already don't think this is an A+. If it were a 3/3, I think it would have a chance. 4/3. 3/3/2. Okay. Sure, those are stats. When played from hand, draw a card. We're back up, baby. This is already looking like it could be an A territory. When played from hand, draw a card. We have, when another character joins my expedition, if you control 3 or more characters, up to 1 target character in plant gains 2 boosts. If this were a 3/3, this would have been immediate A+. Immediately great. It is not a 3 from hand. So Arjun and all the Muna abilities have trouble anchoring this down. Oh, it hurts me so much that reserve cost is 4. Man, have you ever seen such a unique so devastated by having a +1 on the reserve cost? Oh, this was so close to glory. Yeah, it's probably just a C because of that. It's not there. It's like, when do you actually slot this? Like, the Arjun go wide is definitely like a thing that you can get uniques that work really well in it. That one doesn't. Like, honestly, so this there's a unique that probably exists. There's a unique that probably exists that is 3/3 when played from hand resupply. And that is A+. So you anchor something, sorry, whatever, in forest. Whatever it's called. I just look at the plant, I say plant. You can sleep it. You don't want to sleep it though. And no character does that. That requires other synergies. I don't know. I have a hard time rating this above a C. But if there's one that's a 3-cost reserve and then when played from hand resupply instead of draw a card, that is easily A+ in Arjun. Four cost, like, to be able to get the synergy where you need to have 3 characters, it's just, it would work so much better to have the 3 costs so you could anchor it and then get it on the next turn. Cool. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry I defaulted and say plant. Not a helpful thing to say. All right. We have, 9 more packs in box 3. Yeah, I mean, it's playable, right? C is my tier for, like, you can play it. B is like, oh yeah, you would be happy putting these things in a deck. And A is like top tier uniques for archetypes. And then S is like stupid. Like, just like the archetypes on their own because the uniques exist kind of thing. So that's kind of where I put my letter grade. So, like, I give it a C because, like, yeah, you definitely can play it. It can do things. It's just not ideal in actually several ways. Leaf is one I haven't said yet, but that's another good one. I'm glad I'm not the only one who just changes the word each time. I think this might be a unique. Or I'm bamboozled again. It is a Repotter Otter. It is not a unique one. We did not get a second unique Repotter Otter yet. S is for stupid. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I'm thinking. We're gonna have to put this in the box. The stack's getting precarious. Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll just do that. We'll get some commons out of here. Ah. Oh, yeah, say the color. Say green. Yeah, that's nice. That works. All right. I'm slimming down my common stack a little bit here. All right, that should be good. Okay, 3 more packs in this box. I think we should have 1 more unique here. S for stonks? I like that. That's good. Okay. Unique? Nope. Not a unique here. Ortis Lantern. 2 more packs. We have, I think we might have another last pack unique, or we got 4. It's 4 or a last pack unique. It appears to be 4 in this box. Unfortunately. We got a Sunisa. Yep, so that's all that was in this box. Yeah, Rapadorator probably the winner. The other Muna ones, unfortunately, not like fantastic. Ugh, so heartbroken about that Saskia, though. That Saskia, so close to glory. Oh, the Rare Otter is played from anywhere? Okay, yeah. All right, then. Then I'm back to where I was at on it. What'd I say, B-, maybe? I guess we're technically above average. That's fair. Thank you, Satonis. All right, this is box number 4, by the way. The first pack of box 4. First pack of box 4, and this is going to be a hot box. There's going to be some pretty crazy uniques happening. Here's our first one. Eat Me Energy Bars, Heimdall. All right, our first one is a Bravos unique. It is Demeter. It's a Demeter unique. Demeter? I hardly knew her. She gave me a really good face. All right. 6'7", 763. Please just be eternal. Always. Well, I mean, in plant. Don't have conditions on the eternal. If I'm in forest, I'm eternal. Great. Good start. Another sick ability. When played from hand, if your hand is empty, target character gains 1 boost in fleeting. That's rough. That's not great. That's not, like, good. And then support. The next character you play this turn loses fleeting. Which is actually, that's a fine support ability. That Demeter sure is a Demeter. Yep, that's a card. That's a C. That's just a C. Maybe even a C-. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm feeling just like a bland C for kind of a bland unique. Pretty defleeting. It gains a boost and loses fleeting. If the ability said it gains 1 boost and loses fleeting instead of it gains 1 boost and fleeting, then it would be actually really good. But it is it's a weird ability where you can make something bigger. Like ideally something that already has fleeting, right? But like Demeter costs 6, so like when are you gonna do that? C-. Yeah. This box is good to open or not? Well, of course it's good to open. You're going to have some sick uniques. Or some C- ones. I've had a fair amount of those too. But the set is really good. Chamelzer? Is that how I say that? Yeah. The set is really good in general. Like, if you just want to have the cards to play, you definitely should crack some boxes, I think. There are lots and lots of good cards here. I'm not necessarily hitting the sickest uniques, but there's plenty to find here, I think. I do like Rocket Puffin a lot. I wouldn't mind playing the rare instead. Yeah. Fair, fair, fair. Okay. I keep hitting my camera here when I'm trying to put my rares down. Let's get another unique. Let's find the spice now. Where's my rare Nisa? Friend tells me that uniques in this set are worse than the past. No, that's okay. I mean, if I tried to speak in a foreign language or a language that I wasn't just fluent in general, which I can only talk English, okay? So anytime anyone comes in here who speaks multiple languages and speaks English and asks cogent questions to me, that's awesome. I'm like, you're already way ahead of me. So no need to apologize. I don't know if I would say the uniques are like worse across the board. I don't think I've seen enough to really make a call like that. I thought that the goal was actually to make fewer dud uniques. I don't think we've had too many like true duds, right? But we haven't seen. I think the big thing, Schmelzer, is that after experiencing set 1, everyone's kind of locked in a lot more what they're looking for in a unique and are realizing how few of them actually meet that criteria in set 2, right? So like we're just going, oh, okay, well, really we're looking for uniques that do a lot of things and stuff, and not a lot of them do a lot of things and stuff. A lot of them do just a small amount of things and stuff. And also, like, some of us just have, like, collected a set of pretty good uniques already, so it makes it so that when you open some new ones, they're like, you know, that's fine, but I have some good ones already. Everyone definitely, I think you're totally right, Satonis. Like, the craziest ones for sure stick out. Because, like, top end is down and floor may be up. That could be the case. Okay, Ortis unique. Y'all, you know it's going to be good. Behind this Yeti, we have an Ortis unique. It is a Snoozer Shroom unique. Main deck Jordan just perked up. Suddenly he's listening again. Snoozer Shroom Ortis unique. 3 hand, 4 reserve. All right. 4/4. Not bad. Not bad stats for the cost. When played from anywhere, you may discard a character from your reserve. If you do, you may have target character in the expedition facing me gain a sleep. Okay, so you can pitch a character from reserve to a sleep a character in the expedition facing the shroom. And that's it. That's what he does. And then support ability, the next card you play this turn costs 1 less. Yeah. C+. C+ maybe. It's like at least has like kind of a removal effect and stuff, but like I think that's not better than the rare. But he's very adorable. That's for sure. You bought 4 boxes. Locals in Brazil have not had much altered, but the game is crazy. It certainly is. All right, well, good luck on your pulls, Chimelzer. I hope you get some sick ones. Satonis with me on C+. Have Isatok that's 5/6/6 and changes the draw support. Oh, yeah, Adam. I remember that one. I remember seeing that one. C, C-. Yeah, that all sounds about right. Another unique foiler. Adorable Snoozer Shroom, at least. At least he's very cute. Axiom unique. I don't think it's a walrus, sadly. But let's see. Let's see what our Axiom unique is. Alright, here we go. Miss Folk liked the snoozer. It's Anissa! It's Anissa! Let's go! Alright, it's an Axiom. 3/2. Character, citizen. Of course he's a citizen. That's a funny type line. 3/2 for a 1/3/3. Alright, Nisa. What gifts have you brought us? When played from reserve, roll a die on a 4+ resupply, otherwise exhausted resupply. Alright. When I go to reserve from the expedition zone, sabotage. Alright. That's about the worst time to sabotage. Unfortunately. He's not great. It's the worst time to sabotage because that is the same time your opponent's cards go from reserve to expedition, which means it's before they have had to filter down to 2. So sometimes it just doesn't even do anything. Post Trial by Frost. Fed best build. Whoa, Shabelzer, you think more cards? I don't think so. I don't think so. But I mean, Fen is really good for sure. I just think it's crazy to put in more cards because you don't lose by milling out in this game. You just reshuffle. I don't think in Altered you ever play more than 39. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But you will never miss. Yeah. Good guy defeated in reserve is not bad. Here's what I really like about him. Paying 2 from reserve to get a 1/3/3 with the guaranteed resupply or exhaust resupply is great. But the problem is when you're playing from reserve, then you don't get the sabotage. So like you really want to play him out first turn to get that sabotage, and then you're just going to sabotage like whatever your opponent played first turn, which isn't bad, I guess. So like he's a pretty good first turn play that then can give you some value and set some stuff up later on. B-? Fair. Yeah, he's fair. If anything, he's a B- because it's Anissa. And I like that. All right. Next pack. Look at that triple moon or rare pack. Love to see it. All right, we have Benzaiten. We have... Oh, I just want to look at more uniques. I've considered like maybe a 40th card. Lets you to split some things. Yeah, I can't even go to 40. I mean, I definitely have felt like deck building has been pretty tight sometimes. But you won't catch me going to 40 because I want to find my uniques. I really want to see my uniques. Triple Lyra pack. Star Wars Unlimited just added a base that lets you play a 45 card deck instead of a 50 card deck. And that is really cool. I don't think we often enough see card games messing around with the minimum deck size like that. Like going like, what if you played fewer cards? Triple Bravos pack. Can you guys think of another card game that's done like a, you can play fewer cards in your deck if you do this specific thing or whatever? I think that would be, I can't think of many other options. So I would love to hear other games that have done something like that. Little water break here. Colin, number one tip for deck building and Altered? Yeah. Yeah. My number one tip for deck building and Altered is there is no reason at all to chase the uniques that people ask for $300 for that are like good for one specific deck that like make, you know, Afanis and Senka crazy or whatever. What you should be doing, I think, when you're deck building and Altered is finding a strategy built largely on rares, commons and rares, and your character, your hero, and then figuring out, leave your uniques empty, right? I mean, if you kind of just want to use what you opened, that's cool. But like, leave your uniques empty when you're deck building. And then once you finish the rest of the deck, you got to look through your deck and see, what is my deck missing? What does my deck need to be the most consistent, to have the most value, have the most cards or whatever, to be able to find what it needs, to do what it does, to answer problems. And then you can hunt down uniques that fill in your niche rather than just flavor of the month meta stuff. You'll pay a lot less for uniques. You'll find really cool ones, and more often you'll be able to actually find multiple that do basically the same thing, which just feels really good. Gives you consistency. And I would build every deck in that way, right? You want to start off with a basic, a hero, a concept, and then fill in the deck with everything that you can easily have access to, and then figure out what your uniques can actually fill in for you. Adam, thanks so much for your tuning in. You might have already left. I'm sorry about this, but maybe you checked the VOD. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. A lot of fun. Thanks for all your input. Here's the real problem is the 3 uniques can just be changed if they're too good, so you could end up with a dud. I mean, I think the goal is to avoid that happening, but obviously as they're tuning the game, that's just been something that's been going on. Their goal is to tune them to something that isn't a dud, right? But that's why I definitely don't advise spending the kind of money on uniques that people are asking for. Is this a walrus? Is this a unique walrus? I don't think it is. No, it's not. Oh, wait. No, it is. It is? It's not. It's not a unique walrus. Okay. We have another unique. We have an Axiom unique. Oh, it's the little match girl. Okay. This is an interesting one. Okay. Little match girl. 2/2. 3/1/1. In Axiom. Abilities, please. When played from reserve, if you control 2 or more landmarks, I gain 1 boost. When you create a token, if your hand is empty, target character gains 1 boost. Weird. I think not good. I guess maybe. Because Axiom can definitely... I mean, Axiom, the hand is empty thing works more with Axiom. I'm just trying to figure out the timing for like when this is playable. Yeah, I'd rather have a hand. I agree. Yeah, this one's pretty rough. Pretty rough. C plus. Yeah, I mean, maybe I think C plus is generous. C minus maybe. I just don't know that that's gonna work out for you the way you want it to most of the time. Yeti. All right, 2 packs left in this box. Let's see if this one can become a 5er also, huh? All right, 1 pack left in this box. 1 pack in a dream. Is that a ghost telling her to burn things? Yes. Yep, I do think that's what's happening. No, Miss Folk. I'm going with the guy trying. I like that. That's why she's called Little Match Girl. Okay, Colin, thanks for hanging out. Yep, we'll talk a lot on Tuesday, so definitely stay tuned for that. Appreciate chatting with you. Have a good night. All right. Tiny Jail was our last pack. Okay, so that was another 4 unique box. Definitely Nisa, the winner there. Probably in order something like this. Box number 5. On to box 5. All right. First pack of box 5. Sigismar. Rare Nisa. Got a B-Bug. Subhash. Geyser is a pretty crazy card. Looking forward to playing some Geyser. I cursed myself? Nah. Gabriel says box 6 is going to have the magic, and I personally believe that. I choose to believe it. All right, we have Manamoth tokens, lots of Golrangs, lots of Ortis heroes so far. Ah, good. A Muna unique. My favorite. All right. Muna time, baby. What is this? Jack Frost unique. This could be very good. 3 hand, 2 reserve. This could be very good. This could be very good. So Thomas, I'm blanking on the number. It's a lot. It's not huge though. It's definitely on the smaller end. Snow Maiden uniques. I wish. Not yet. We got Jack Frost though. Jack Frost unique. A 0/3/2. Okay. When played from hand, the next card you play this afternoon costs 1 less. Okay. All right. When a character you control gains 1 or more boosts, if you have 2 or more cards in reserve, you may exhaust target card in reserve. Support, the next card you play this turn costs 1 less. What on earth? The conditions on this thing. So, like, Tasia can put the boost on easily, so that's not like a big deal. But then you have to have 2 or more cards in reserve, and all you get to do is exhaust a card in reserve. But you can exhaust a lot of stuff, potentially. Adam, it does not have fleeting. Geyser does not have fleeting. Here, I'll pull it up for you. So because it doesn't have fleeting, you can return a character permanent to hand, and then do it again next turn, and or that turn if you have the mana, and then put it in your mana orbs. $90 card family. Yeah. Thank you for providing the answer. What is this Jack Frost about? Meh. See? It's not great. It's not great. It is anchorable to get its ability multiple times, but like kind of meh. C+. Second ability is very gated. Yep, that's fair. And if you want to like consistently anchor him and like play him in Arjun, then you don't get Tasia to give him the boost. All right. Santa Claus. I think I put a rare in here. Give me my rare back. Amarok. Sierra. Nope. Okay. I'm going to find another one of these walruses. Triple Lyra rares. A rallying call for our uniques. I got so excited too. I love a Muna. I love finding a Muna unique that has a 3 hand cost. It's a lot like finding Bravos uniques that have 5 hand costs for me. it means that some of my favorite decks will have some potential new fun toys to play with. Really want to see me pull a unique Belasenka? Sure, I would like that too. That sounds good. I like the Mothman. I had a stint when I was younger where me and a couple friends got really into cryptozoology for no reason. You know, we were like on the early internet websites that like had cryptid stories. And we were like, yeah, this is sick. And we learned about the Mothman and everything. So I always had kind of a soft spot for the Mothman. Not soft enough to want to care about MetaZoo at any point. But, you know, a little soft. Are the cards flimsy? They're fine. I mean, they're basically Magic cards. They're not like thick like Grand Archive or Final Fantasy or whatever, but you know, they're printed. Some of them are printed by the same company as Magic, so they're pretty similar. Atsadi Gaming, I love Atsadi and Surge. Atsadi and Surge might be my actual favorite deck. Really, really love it. Speaking of cryptids on a Fresno Nightcrawlers card, yeah, that'd be sick. I agree with that. Okay, we have a unique. We have a Lyra unique. We have a unique Santa Claus. All right, will this be good, guys? Santa Claus is sometimes not great. Will this one? I actually already have a unique Santa Claus. Let's see if this one's better. 4/4. 0/4/4. He's got the 0. That's good for Lyra. It's good to have that. The ability started a little low, so he's not going to do a ton of stuff. When played from anywhere, you may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, starting with you, each player may immediately play a card with hand cost 3 or less for free. Okay. So he's got the Santa ability, but you have to put a card from hand in reserve to do it. When I leave the expedition zone, if you control one or more landmarks, you may return a card other than me from reserve to hand. Ugh, the landmark clause. Santa Claus, more like landmark clause. Am I right? She gives me really good faces when I do really bad jokes. So that's why I do that. Yeah. It started okay. It ended up pretty C. Pretty meh. But yeah, Chris, no foils in packs. You just use the foilers. You use these to foil your collection and then print on demand. Santa lets you do it from anywhere. I'm pretty sure the rare one's like that too already. Yeah, it is just one landmark. I wish it was one permanent. If that said permanent instead of landmark, we would be really talking then. C+. All right. Fair. Fair. It's just going to cost the cost of printing the cards, Chris. So it depends on your order size. And also the service is still not available. It's in beta right now. So it's available to a limited number of people. But, I mean, I think the goal is no more than $1 a card to print everything. So it's actually really cheap and easy to foil decks in this game. If you order a lot more cards at once, it should be cheaper than that. Oh, Rare Santa's only from hand. Okay. Okay, well, that's cool. I guess that is a little better. All right, we have another unique here. We have an Axiom unique. Or sorry, Bravos unique. Bravos unique. Haven Sarengar. 4/4. 2/5/5. When I leave the expedition zone, if I was fleeting, sabotage. When my expedition moves forward, If your reserve is empty, draw a card. Okay, okay. So this one actually has several ways to get advantage. And in places with a couple fives as a 4. This guy's honestly not bad. This is not terrible. I'm going to give this guy a B-. He's playable for sure. I don't think he's that much of a thinker, really. It's like you just whenever he has fleeting, when he leaves, he's gonna just sabotage something, and then otherwise, as long as you're doing okay, he's gonna draw you cards as you win. Solid B because of phosphor. Yeah, I mean that the second ability is really good. When the expedition moves forward, draw a card is like really sick. I could see B. I could be convinced to move to B with this. Maybe I just should. Maybe I should just move to B. That's the best unique we've had in a while. Oh, right. Rin and Orchid packs. Brassy Bugs. Dodds! Welcome! Dodds, you made it to a stream. I'm so happy. Figure out how to make sure the reserve is empty. Yeah, that's fair. It is before your stuff goes to reserve, so I think it's doable. You would move forward. So, okay, so going back. So the way this will happen is, let's say the version with fleeting is in play. So you would do Dusk. Your expedition would move forward. You would, if your reserve is empty, you would draw a card. Then he would leave expedition zone, and then sabotage. So it would go in that order every time. Dodds, the stream got delayed actually, so that's a bank error in your favor, bud. You actually were able to catch it because of that. I'm so glad to see you here. You didn't forget about me. I've been doing great. How have you been doing, Dodds? Let me know for sure. Guy trying. Hope they add more chase to packs in the future. Yeah, I will say a guy trying. I loved God packs. I would love for them to be back. God packs were really, really fun. So I'm in full agreement about that. Promos were cool too. Yeah, tech difficulties. Tech difficulties meaning I forgot to bring cases home. It's really hard to open these cards when you don't have them. Oh, Gabriel, I had your number. I knew it. I make bank error in your favor reference more often than you would expect, actually. Or than people should. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, God packs are awesome. So I would definitely love to see God packs added back in the future. I hope that happens. Okay. I believe this is a 5 unique box. Whoops. Lost a rare there. Didn't I? Oh, here it is. This is box 5, right? Okay. This is box 5. So we have a good 8 packs left in box 5. Hopefully 2 more uniques here. Let's see. Not in this pack. Rare Walrus Scout. Not quite the unique one. Unique. Unique. Not a unique. Lost in the Woods. Very different than the Magic Cards effect. We're Lost in the Woods. Ortis Unique. Ortis Unique right after Tiny Jail. All right, what is this one? Ortis Unique. This is Chrysalis. Ooh, interesting. Okay. It's a 3/3 Chrysalis. 3/2/3. When I leave the expedition zone, if your companion expedition is behind, create a mana moth in target expedition. The next permanent you play this turn costs 1 less. Yeah, it's fine. This is one that's very similar to Rare Chrysalis. I'm not even 100% sure what the differences are. Meh, C minus maybe even, because it's just kind of whatever. All right, come on. One more unique in this box would be cool. We got 3 more packs left. Let me know what you guys think about that Chrysalis, though. I know I'm kind of zooming past it a little bit, but like, I don't know. Big meh, really. Oh, it doesn't have Defender. Yeah, you're right. That's true. That is a big gain. I forgot it that the regular Chrysalis has Defender. That's not bad. Yeah, here we go. Comparison. But your companion has to be behind. And it actually, like, the weird thing is it not having Defender makes it harder for your expedition to be behind and turn on its ability. So, like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can focus hero side. That's true. C seems right. Oh, we did get a 5th unique. All right, we got a 5th unique in this box. It is an Izmir unique. Izmir unique. Let's go. Aurora, Savior of Asgartha. Sounds good. 4/3 for a 3/4/2. When played from anywhere, you may discard a spell from your reserve. If you do, I gain 1 boost. When played from anywhere, if each of your expeditions is behind or tied, the next card you play this afternoon costs 1 less. Support ability, you may return a card from your reserve to hand. I don't know. When would you play this? Kinda sleepy. Just like the ones that care about being behind or advancing during dusk. Yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense. This one does not, but the Chrysalis did. I just don't know where you would put this card or why. It's kind of a weird one. All right. I don't know. C again, I guess. It's just kind of C-ish. Okay. We have one more box. One more box to hit anything that competes with the Walrus. Which was very sweet. Aurora's a D. Yeah. I mean I agree. I don't know where you put that thing. Don't want to do anything it's doing. Yeah, that's fair. You guys are totally right. I was wrong. When would you ever slot this thing in? All right, Golrang and Toxin. First pack of last box. Starting with an Ortis unique. All right, that's a good start. We're starting with an... Ah, man, it's Ebenezer Scrooge. What the... I'll show you the Walrus in a second, guy trying. Let's see what our Scrooge does. Our ugly old Scrooge man. He's a 3/4 bureaucrat. If you still want to play Waru and Mac after the errata. 2/4/4. That's not bad for 3. If you control 2 or more landmarks, cards played from reserve cost 1 more. When an opponent draws 1 or more cards or does resupply, you may exhaust target card in reserve. The next character you play this turn costs 1 less support ability. The landmark condition on that. Boy. The condition is really tough. Landmark condition is really tough on this one. I like the exhaust cards in reserve part though. That's nice. But this is a pretty clean C-ish territory. I'm not sure what's on the rare exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Kind of meh again. Kind of meh Scrooge. Scrooge Reno B-. Miss Folk likes it a little more. I'm not sure that I do. First ability trash, second very good. Yeah, if Waru didn't just get hit, maybe. That second ability is really cool. Actually, thinking about it more, the second ability says anytime you resupply anything, I'm going to exhaust it, which is like actually really funny. More like Ebenezer's Scourge of your deck. Wow, Taylor, that's a good one. Oof. Yeah. Meh. I do think that second ability is cool, but the first one is just like never gonna happen. Ebenezer's Snooze. Adam, that's way better than Taylor's. Wow. Point to Adam for that one. That even made Andrea laugh. Wow. Turning every resupply into exhausted resupply is very powerful. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it happens when they draw too. Yep. I mean, they just might not have something to exhaust then. I wish you could exhaust cards in their hand. So they can't play that card that turn. You gotta keep that card sideways. All right. Let's find a better unique than Ebenezer's Snooze. Taylor said, more like Dr. Ebenezer gives a snooze. That's more of an inside joke, but it made the wife laugh also. Yeah, double landmark is tough. Double landmark is very, very hard to put up with. Come on now. This pile's really filling up, but this is the last box, so I'm probably just going to keep it. We got a Muna Scout Walrus Boy. Scout Boy. Okay. Bravos Rescuer, Blizzard. All right. I believe this pack. Nope. Not this one. Persephone, Snowman, Rhyme Frost. Axiom is the only faction that can have multiple in play. I mean, you definitely can do it in other factions. It's just, yeah, it's really hard to reliably get there. But like even in Muna Ramp, I was not, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I had to Bountiful Meadows out. I guess not really that often though. Blizzard is really good. For sure. That's a good choice for a favorite new card. I really like Geyser. Geyser fits what I want to do. Third pack from now is Fire. Gabriel says. I like it. I hope so. All right, so this is pack 1 since Gabriel called it. Oh, I think my music just ended. Okay. No unique here. All right, this is pack 2 since Gabriel called it. And no unique here. And then this is pack 3, Gabriel. This is it. This is Fire. It's got a unique. Gabriel, you might have done it. Okay, let's see. It is an Axiom. It's a Hound. It's a unique Hound, so it's a good boy. We got a Border Collie 3-1. Ooh, that's kind of what Axiom likes to be seeing. 2-1-1. Look at that. Good boy. When played from hand, if my expedition is behind, sabotage. Interesting. When played from hand, you may discard a card from reserve. If you do, I gain 2 boosts. Otherwise, I gain 1 boost. Huh. Okay. I think the problem with this Hound is just that Axiom has a good amount of sabotage options already. Well, no, they've got... I guess maybe they don't have a ton. They have like 1 or 2. They have a couple. But when played from hand, this is at minimum a 3 for a 3/2/2. You play it to the right expedition. It's not behind or tied. It has to be behind. But, you know, again, like you can focus, like we were talking about earlier, you can focus on one side and then let the other fall behind just to turn these on when you're playing. Yeah, Adam, I like the otherwise clauses. Because if you play this, if you, like, probably a fairly common scenario is you can engineer one being behind. So you play this to the behind one, and you can just make it a 3/2/2 for 3 that sabotages. Which is alright. That's not bad. But if you want to, you can discard a card from reserve to make it a 4/3/3 instead. Which can be clutch for getting all the stats that you need to close the game. Maybe like a B-. B? Maybe a B. Just having more sabotage options never like really hurts. Oh, B-. Yeah. Losing on the track. Exactly, Satonis. Pretty solid on this. C plus B-. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're about on the same page. This is a better Hound than the one before, I think. Not cracked, not insane, but he's alright. And he is a good boy. He's a good boy and he's an alright boy. At the same time. Adam says B. Icebound Peak, Icebound Pass. Well, that was a really good called shot. Nice work. Nice work, Gabriel. I love the called shot. Should have at least 2 more uniques in this box here before we are retiring for the night. Oh, sorry. Let's see if they are hiding in here. Well, not in this one. Did have an Oris Field Reinforcements, though, which I like. You got 2 more boxes to open, Adam? You got to do that. Think of all the walruses you could have. Okay. No unique here. The stack is getting so precarious. Just magic beans. Okay. Maybe this one? No, no unique here either. Shoot. Shoot. I wanted one. Okay. Sierra and Oddball Pack. Bringing us the Walrus, right? No, certainly not. Certainly not. We got a Belashenka. Or Belasenka. We haven't hit the... We're hoping to hit a unique Belasenka here. We did get a unique Nisa, which is really good. I'm glad to have gotten that. We got a cutie dog boy who's pretty good. Honestly, like we have a number of the uniques that I was hoping to see. Not effect-wise necessarily, but just because I like the cards, so that's cool. Just a few packs left here, though, ultimately. Not a ton. We've actually caught up a little bit to the pack opening here, so that's why I'm not ripping through them fast right now. Okay. Pamola. What's that pack? Oh. There's a pack that was held a little bit to the side. Let's see what this one is. We have a Sierra and Oddball. We have a unique. It's another Axiom unique. It's another Hound! We have another Hound unique. Oh, Miss Folk, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Don't go away, though. We got to check this Hound out. Another 3-2 Hound. 2-2-3. Ooh, those are good numbers, actually. If my expedition's behind, the next card you play this afternoon costs 1 less. And you may exhaust target card in reserve. Okay, again, I think this Hound is doing his best, but I don't think his best is very good. Unfortunately. Ain't nothing but a Hound dog. Very true. That's all we're getting. All Hounds. All the time. Yeah, this is pretty mid, though. This is, like, actually pretty bad. But the Hound can't be D. No, wait, he can. D for dog. That's a D for dog Hound. I just don't... When on earth do you ever go, yeah, I need to play this? Pseudo 1 cost. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, man, Satonis, you're higher on that than me, for sure. I don't see it. Scrooge just has the... Yeah, normally has the tax. Reserve costs 1 more. Is that it? Okay, we have our last 3 packs. We should have one more unique. We could have 2, but we should have one more unique here. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, God. I've made a huge mistake. There we go. Yeah, just stat uniques are tough. I think tough to take. Okay, no unique here, so unless we got a really unlucky last box, this last pack will have a unique. Basira and Kaizaimon. It does indeed. Okay, our final unique, everyone. Here it goes. Break the ice. Arcolano Milk and Snowball Commando. Lyra 33002. Okay. When played from anywhere, if I'm the only character in my expedition, you may discard target permanent. When played from hand, you may exhaust target card in reserve. Support ability, you may exhaust target card in reserve. Actually, this is pretty good. This is actually not bad. The only character thing is pretty easy to do. And it happens both times you play this thing. And then the first time when you play it from hand, you also get to exhaust something in reserve. And you have the option, if you really want to tempo and exhaust something from reserve instead. Like, yeah, okay. So keep in mind, target permanent now affects things like the energy bar. It affects expedition permanents. It affects landmarks. Doesn't have enough stats. So let me explain one thing that I think about with Lyra uniques. So I do think about a rock and kibble a fair amount. And with a rock and kibble in particular, the cards I'm looking for fall into a very niche set of requirements. The cards I play in a rock and kibble, and specifically the uniques that I want to play, because there's plenty of high cost things to play. You don't need to have high cost uniques, and they're usually worse than like Hydrocana and stuff. So I want my uniques to be lower cost. I want them to have zeros, so they trigger a rock and kibble. I want them to do something when they're flipped off the top that affects the game in a card positive way. I want them to do all 3 of those things at the same time. This is a card that actually I could play in a rock and kibble because it has the zeros. 3 is just fine. You can play it, you can play it early to get the zeros just to trigger a rock if you need to. And when it flips out from rock and kibble during noon, it will be the only character in the expedition, and it can have a target because permanents are out there at noon. So I actually think this is not terrible. I think the stats are, sure, it could have better stats, but man, it's a lot of card advantage potential. I don't mind this at all. I think this is, man, a C-, Gabriel. You are so hard on this. I don't know. I can't imagine that, because anything that can take out 2 permanents on its own, as well as doing some other stuff, that's a lot. I think this is a solid B to B+, actually. It really works. It really works, I think. Yeah, you're going to give up some stats, though. I mean, you're not wrong about that. The best unique we got tonight is the Walrus, for sure. So I'll show the Walrus. This Walrus Scout is actually a win con in... I mean, you can build your whole deck around these things, actually, if you can get three that have... It's the second ability. Well, sorry, it's all one ability. But when a card goes from hand or deck to reserve, you can discard a card from reserve. If you do, you create a brass bug in your hero expedition. So anytime you resupply or exhaust resupply, you can just pitch it right away to create a brass bug in hero. So this is it at least offers a 3 for 3, which is a decent stat. And you can definitely like do some nonsense to get a bunch of free brass bugs with this. So that is, yeah, that's clearly, I think, the best unique we got tonight. Honestly, the Snowball Commando was a nice one to end on, though, because it does work. It actually will deal with some threats. Might be a little metagame dependent, but yeah, it will. There are a pile of other, like, okay uniques. Heimdall was all right. Repotter Otter was all right. Nisa was all right. Most boxes had one thing that was at least pretty okay. Yeah, we had the Sarengar in this box too. So, we at least each box I feel like we hit something pretty okay, but certainly I like the Walrus the most of all of our hits. Gabriel, I'll let you know. Arak is something I'm always toying with. I will definitely mess around with it. And it's going to depend a little bit on like how many permanents people are playing. But like if they're like what I expect, I think permanents are going to be a pretty common thing for decks to have. So I think you won't be mad to have the Snowball Commando in at any point, really. Yeah. All right. Well, those are our 6 boxes of Trial by Frost, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you had fun checking out Trial by Frost. Make sure if you are interested in the game, you know, we do have a how to play video on the channel. If you were just like kind of hanging out, you're like, you didn't know what we were doing, but you just wanted to hang out, check out the ultimate how to play Altered on main deck here. If you do want to purchase any Trial by Frost after this, you feel itchy to buy some, we do have it up on jwwcards.com. I didn't have time to get, I was going to get a little overlay link ready for you, but I did not have time for that today. But discount code main deck for 5% off. You can get any of the games we support on main deck on JWW cards. And the cool thing is I personally ship them to you as well. So feel free to check that out if you want to pick up some Trial by Frost and hopefully a good price. Hope you get that discount code in there and get a good deal. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. It was a ton of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, we have a whole bunch of content coming now. It's too much actually, but it's flooding out here, so stay tuned. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good one. We'll catch you in the next one.